The best books of 2018 we can't wait to read this year. We are sharing some of our favorite books of the year 2018. Tell us the best book you read. Bridge of Clay, author, Marcus Zusak. The Book Thief. An amazing talent in Australian literature. Sunday Telegraph. Let me tell you about our brother, the fourth Dunbar boy named Clay. Everything happened to him. We were all of us changed through him. The Dunbar boys bring each other up in a house run by their own rules. Beauchamp Hall. Author, Danielle Steele. New York Times bestseller. Danielle Steele tells the uplifting story of an ordinary woman embracing an extraordinary adventure, and the daring choice that transforms her world. Author, George R.R. Martin. Fire and Blood, 300 years before A Game of Thrones, A Targaryen History, A Song of Ice and Fire, hardcover, November 20, 2018. Set 300 years before the events in A Song of Ice and Fire, Fire and Blood is the definitive history of the Targaryens in Westeros as told by Archmaester Gildain, and chronicles the conquest that united the Seven Kingdoms under Targaryen rule. Past tense. Author, Lee Child. The most hotly anticipated thriller of 2018 follows our hero Jack Reacher on a quest into his father's past, and climaxes in the most stomach-clenching, hair-raising, blood-curdling ticking time bomb of an adventure. Yet Jack Reacher plans to follow the autumn sun on an epic road trip across America, from Maine to California. Target. Author, James Patterson. From the author of Sunday Times #1 bestseller The President is Missing. Target. Head of State. Men and women from across the nation line the streets of Washington, D.C. to mourn the unexpected death of the president. Hit by painful memories of the loss of his first wife, Alex Cross is left reeling by this tragedy. Target. United States Cabinet. A sniper's bullet strikes another devastating blow to the heart of Washington with the assassination of a prominent senator. The shock of this attack puts huge pressure on the police to deliver a speedy response, and as chief of detectives, Alex's wife Bree Stone is given an ultimatum: solve the case, or lose her job. The Lost Man. Author, Jane Harper. Two brothers meet in the remote Australian outback when the third brother is found dead, in this stunning new standalone novel from New York Times bestseller Jane Harper. Two brothers meet at the remote fence line separating their cattle ranches in the lonely outback. In an isolated belt of Queensland, they are each other's nearest neighbor, their homes 4 hours' drive apart. The third brother lies dead at their feet. Something caused Cam, the middle child who had been in charge of the family homestead, to die alone in the middle of nowhere. Nine Perfect Strangers. Author, Liane Moriarty, New York Times bestseller. If 3 characters were good in Big Little Lies, 9 are even better in 9 Perfect Strangers. Lisa Scott Toline, The New York Times Book Review. From the #1 New York Times best-selling author of Big Little Lies. Could 10 days at a health resort really change you forever? In Liane Moriarty's latest page-turner, 9 Perfect Strangers are about to find out. The Pearl Thief. Author, Fiona McIntosh. Severine Castle is asked by the Louvre in 1963 to aid the British Museum with curating its antique jewellery, her specialty. Her London colleagues find her distant and mysterious, her cool beauty the topic of conversations around its quiet halls. The Reckoning. Author, John Grisham. #1 best-selling author John Grisham's The Reckoning is his most powerful, surprising, and suspenseful thriller yet. A murder mystery, a courtroom drama, a family saga, The Reckoning is Grisham's argument that he's not just a boilerplate thriller writer. Most jurors will think the counselor has made his case. USA Today. The 3 Secret Cities. Author, Matthew Riley. From Australia's favourite novelist and author of the Scarecrow series. Book 5 in the Jack West Jr. series. Hell hath no fury like 4 kingdoms scorned. The hunt for Jack West Jr. has begun. A shadow world behind the real world. When Jack West Jr. won the Great Games, he threw the 4 legendary kingdoms into turmoil. Educated, a memoir, by Tara Westover. Number 1 New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and Boston Globe bestseller named one of the 10 best books of the year by the New York Times Book Review and one of the best books of the year by the Washington Post, the Oprah Magazine, Time, NPR, Financial Times, The Economist, The Guardian, Newsday, Refinery 29, Real Simple, Bustle, Pamela Paul, KQED Publishers Weekly, Library Reads. The best books of 2018 we can't wait to read this year. We are sharing some of our favorite books of the year 2018. Tell us the best book you read.